We're going to talk about a city here in the Greater Tulsa area that is like the Malibu of Oklahoma. It's like the Laguna Beach of Oklahoma, and we are talking about Bixby, Oklahoma. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the pros, the cons of Bixby, Oklahoma. Let me backtrack a little bit. It is not the Malibu. It is not the Laguna Beach of Oklahoma. If you don't know where Oklahoma is on the map, there is no beach anywhere close, but it is a great place to live at. And like I said, we're going to go over the pros and cons of what it's like living in Bixby, Oklahoma. My name is Steven. I'm a realtor here in the Greater Tulsa area, and I have moved over 60 families here to Oklahoma from outside the state, and I would love to help you. So if you have any questions, please go down to the description below. You can find my email, phone number. Also, you can find my social media handles. So if you're more of a, reaching out to someone through the DMs on Instagram.
Actually, sometimes it's the friendliest DM.
Let's go ahead and get into what Bixby is like. What is the good and the bad, the pros and cons of living in Bixby, Oklahoma. You get enough negative stuff looking at the news.
It's all fake news.
So I'm going to give you all the positives to start first. And number one is the public schools. Bixby public schools are one of the top ranked public schools here in Oklahoma. They have grown tremendously over the last probably 10 years, going from a 3A, 4A, 5A, and now they're all the way to a 6A. Division 1, I believe is how they pronounce it, but is grown tremendously from a country school all the way up to one of the bigger metropolitan areas here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with a population of just above, I believe, 26,000 people. Now, the public schools, don't take my word for it.
Don't take my word for it.
Let's look at the facts. So the number one fact I'm going to show you is the district average ranking, scoring a 9 out of 10, placing them in the top 20% of public schools here in Oklahoma. The district serves around 7,800 students across 10 different schools, being elementary school, intermediate school, and one high school. The graduation rate in Bixby, Oklahoma has a rate of 95%, which is significantly higher than Oklahoma state average of 78%. The average SAT scores for Bixby students is a 1210, and the average ACT score is a 26, which is well above the national average.
Very average.
Here in the United States, and that is a lot higher score than I did. I think I took the ACT like 4 times. I got like a 14, 18, and 19. I think my highest score was maybe a 20 or 21, but that is very, very good. A lot better than me. A lot better. Also, Bixby High School ranks among the top 10% of schools here in Oklahoma statewide. They are very proficient in reading and math, which is great. And so if you're looking for a really good public school option, Bixby might be your answer. I mean, they teach their student math, reading, and how not to ramble on in YouTube videos. So that's very, very important. But let's get to number 2. The second pro of living in Bixby, Oklahoma is the low crime rate. Bixby boasts a low crime rate compared to the national average. The city is considered safe, which is good because I know Tulsa gets a bad rap of being very dangerous and always being on the TV show The First 48. But let me give you some statistics to help along with my claim of Bixby being safe. Bixby has an overall crime rate of 12 per 1,000 residents. This places Bixby near the average for most cities and towns of all sizes here in America. Residents in Bixby have a 1 in 83 chance of becoming a victim of any crime. The violent crime rate here in Bixby is significantly lower than both the state and national averages, with a rate of approximately 1.04 per 1,000 residents. Your chances of being a victim of a violent crime in Bixby is 1 out of 961. In comparison, the state of Oklahoma has a violent crime rate of 4.2 per 1,000 and the national average of 4 per 1,000 residents. The property crime in Bixby is also lower than the national average too. The city experiences 11 property crimes per 1,000 residents compared to the national average, which is considerably higher. Considerably higher. There we go. You would learn how to say that in Bixby public schools, by the way. In summary, Bixby's a very safe place to live compared to Oklahoma and the national average. So if you're looking for good schools and a safe place, Bixby's looking really, really good. The third pro for living in Bixby is it is growing at a fast rate. So like I said, about 10 years ago, Bixby was considered a country town just outside of Tulsa. Now it is growing at a fast rate with new houses and new developments and new subdivisions going up daily. So if you're looking for a newer house, Bixby has a lot of them to choose from and a lot to pick. The fourth reason is the convenient location. So with Bixby being located on the south side of Tulsa, you are close to high desirable shopping areas. Has a lot of things: Costco, Super Target, restaurants. You also have Tulsa Hills, which is located just north of Bixby too, off of Highway 75. Once again, a lot of great shopping. They have a Sam's Club. They also have a Target. They have a lot of restaurants. They have Main Event over there if you're looking for a place to take the kids. And then the last place you can get to is the 71st and 169. That is where Woodland Hills Mall is. There's also a Super Target, a couple of movie theaters, and then a lot of restaurants to pick from to eat. If you're looking to get to downtown Tulsa, it's not that bad of a drive depending on what part of Bixby you're living in, but it could take you anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes to get to downtown Tulsa if you want to go see a ball game, go to a concert, or just hang out with some friends. It's not that far at all. And the last pro that I like about Bixby is the downtown river district. If you heard of the Rose District in Broken Arrow, Bixby basically stole that from them. Bixby stole the idea of the Rose District and has made it its own at their Main Street area, and it is called the Downtown River District. It is a really cool place that has restaurants, shops, and a lot of cool things to do. They have this green area where they have like free concerts and free events, and they're a great place for the kids to go outside and play. Picture a Hallmark movie, and that's kind of what the Downtown River District is. It's kind of a scene out of a Hallmark movie.
Hallmark, huh?
Those are all the great pros of Bixby if you're thinking about moving there or just visiting there. Now let's get to the good stuff.
Getting to the good stuff.
Okay, get to the good stuff.
But you're just getting to the good stuff.
Ah, good stuff, good stuff.
Let's talk about the negative now. The first con is the traffic congestion for living in Bixby. I know there's not a lot of traffic compared to other states and cities like California, LA, Dallas. So traffic isn't as bad as those cities, but comparatively to Tulsa traffic, I think it's a pain living in Bixby. So let me give you two areas. So first off, Bixby's, if you drew a straight line south of Bixby or south of Tulsa to Bixby, you have a street called Memorial. The traffic on Memorial, where all that shopping is at, is awful. So you got to make your way through Memorial to get down to Bixby. And if you get caught during those high traffic times of in the morning or in the afternoon or on the weekend, it's a nightmare. And I hate driving down Memorial. I hate it. Only time I drive down there is if I'm selling a house. Number two is the Highway 75. There's always a construction going on Highway 75, and that goes on the west side of Bixby. So if you're trying to make your way through that, going through the Tulsa Hills area, don't be surprised if you're getting stopped by some traffic there. So the traffic congestion of getting down to Bixby is, I believe, always a pain, and that is my opinion. Number two is the limited public transportation. Tulsa in general has very limited transportation publicly. Bixby has zero. So if you're coming from a big metropolitan area like LA, Dallas, Houston, and you're like, oh, Bixby sounds nice, it doesn't have any public transportation. So just get ready for that. You need to either get yourself a car or Uber. That's literally it. It's not even a bike-friendly area. Number three is, I know I said that there's some areas where you can shop and dine at and you're close to. The problem with that is all those areas that I listed, other than the Downtown River District, all those other places are technically in Tulsa. So Tulsa Hills is off of 75, located in Tulsa. And then Memorial, all those restaurants and places to shop and things like that are all located in South Tulsa. It's a nice, easy drive if you don't get caught up in traffic. But Bixby itself doesn't have a lot of shopping things, once again, other than the Downtown River District. They have one Country Mart grocery store, and they have a Sonic and a hamburger place and a couple of other things down there, but that's it. The fourth thing of a con is the housing down in Bixby is very, very expensive because there wasn't a lot down there to begin with. All the things that are getting built now are super new. And then the second thing is what I'm seeing is a lot of people that live in the Midtown Tulsa area or live in the Jinx area are wanting lots that are a little bit bigger, that aren't built on top of each other. So they're moving down to Bixby. That's also driving up the median household income, which is great, which I believe is around $90,000 per median household income. For people that are looking to move into there and looking for more of a starter home, the average house that costs in Bixby is $310,000. And then the average home price for any other suburb like Owasso, Broken Arrow, those average homes are costing around $250 to $285. So once again, Bixby has that higher price point at $310, which could be a deterrent for some first-time home buyers. The last con of living in Bixby is, like I said, with limited shopping, is that there is some growing pains there in Bixby with what you have, where you have to shop at, all the new housing going on. There'll probably be some more infrastructure down there. The schools are getting pretty popular. So there's a lot of growing pains in Bixby.
Growing pains.
All right, so I'm going to say this because I want to have it on camera. I believe 151st right now doesn't have very much commercial stuff on it. I believe here within the next 8 years, that whole area is going to be developed with commercial stuff, and people that live in Bixby and Glenpool are going to be able to shop right there. Also in South Jinx are going to be able to shop over there. So mark my words, 151st Street right now has nothing, but here in about 8 years, it's going to be super developed with a lot of commercial properties, and you will no longer need to shop at Memorial or Tulsa Hills. You'll be able to shop right there in Bixby. Thanks for watching. If you have questions about living in Bixby or living in Oklahoma in general, make sure you give me a call. My contact information is down in the description below. If you want to watch another cool video about Oklahoma and more you need to learn about it, you can click one of these videos right here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.